All right, now that we've blocked out the throw for Ollie, your assignment is, just like our others have been, to repeat that movement with Dolly. So you get a chance to go through the steps again, but this time with a different puppet, with some different proportions and a kind of different feel about her. And as you do this, if you're feeling confident and if you feel like you're doing fairly well so far, you might want to try expanding the beginning or the ending a little bit. So think about setting her up to throw. Does she, as we talked about in the lesson, does she shuffle her feet? Does she look and see if the way is clear? Does she does she look at the ball? There's honestly a lot of ways you could go with this. So if you would like to spend the extra time, feel free to play around with some of that. Maybe after she throws, there's a little more of a recoil or a reaction, or maybe she does hit something and you could add a sound effect and and a crashing sound, and she could react. So again, that's an option for you. Feel free to do that. But I do want to make sure that you focus on the lesson and make sure you show me a good, solid throw. If you feel like you really need to just focus on that, then don't worry about the beginning and the ending. Just keep them really simple. Maybe just do something real simple as we did in the lesson. And focus on just getting the key poses for the throw correct, because that's really the important thing here. So that extra stuff, that's only if you want to, that's a choice, but I want everybody to try and do a really nice, competent ball throw. So one of the things I want you to do is keep it relatively straight. Maybe don't try to have her bowl or go do like a underhand softball pitch. She's not equipped for it. The ball is facing this direction, so she kind of really only do an overhand throw. But I want to see you do that overhand throw and focus on those overlap and follow through issues that we talked about in the lesson, leading with the hip and then let everything follow. We also want to really focus on those big, strong lines of action. That's really important to this particular movement, to get the energy right, to make it really feel like the character has propelled the ball across the screen. So make sure you do that as well. And just as we talked about in the lesson, don't forget to really track the rotation of her hands as you go through the movement. And watch through the lesson again at that part, during those parts when I'm moving the hands. If you are unsure of yourself, you might want to watch through that again a little bit. But the idea is you don't want to, you need to make sure that when it in-betweens, it rotates, first of all, in the right direction, but also that it doesn't make multiple turns when you don't want it to. So you do have to be conscious of that, and it means you have to be a little more careful when you're copying and pasting neutral keyframes. So keep that in mind as well. For this key test, I want the key poses just like we did in the lesson, and I would like you for right now to skip the ball. Just leave the ball turned off. All the controls are the same for the ball, so you can choose between the meteor or the atom, and you can turn the ball off and on both inside her comp and inside this comp here. So all of that works just like it did in the lesson. Good luck with your key test for your throws. Follow the directions on the portal for rendering and turning in your work.